Metal Driver here, and today I am looking at Elite Series 99 Seth Rollins. On the side we get an image of Rollins, and on the back we get another image along with some information and the rest of the figures that are in this wave. But enough of the box, let's go ahead and open this up and take a closer look at Seth frickin' Rollins. Here we get a 360 look at the Visionary, decked out in this nice coat. He does not come with a whole lot of accessories, but he does come with some interchangeable open hands, and aside from the coat, that's pretty much it. That's all he comes with. But speaking of the coat, let's go ahead and look at that. And oh yeah, I like this a lot. I am a sucker for soft goods materials, especially when it comes to coats and jackets. The only time I'm not happy with the soft goods is when it's all black and they have this fabric that stains the figures, which we have unfortunately I've seen a lot in 2022. This one is white, so should not be any issue as far as staining goes. I like this faux fur here. That looks really nice. It feels really good. So that turned out very well. We get that around the wrists of the sleeves, as well as the bottom lining of the coat right here. So that looks really good. And then taking a look at the back, it's this sort of vinyl pleathery material. It's white, as you can see with these black designs here. Just printed pretty well. Looks good. Same thing on the front of the printing. You get printed buttons and buckle, so I think that works. That's fine. So yeah, it looks really good. I definitely appreciate this soft goods one. I'm not a fan of plastic ones. They hinder articulation. This one looks great. Does not hinder posability. See if we can get his arm up. So then yeah, with the open hands you'd be able to pose him pretty well doing any of his dances that he does, so that looks really cool. And just as an FYI, when you're taking off the coat, you're going to want to take off the hands first. That way it makes it easier to slip the sleeves off the arms, and this will also prevent you from possibly ripping the faux fur around the sleeves. Then taking a look at the head sculpt, this is not brand new. We have seen this before, although I'm not sure if it was ever released with the True Effects printing. Maybe it was. Either way, I think it is a decent enough head sculpt to use on this figure, mainly due to the paint. The True Effects printing really makes it look good and certainly upgrades the head scan. Now, I would have preferred something brand new, but I'm pretty sure Mattel is saving that for the upcoming Ultimate Edition Seth, so it is whatever. As I said, I think it's fine for this figure. The sculpting looks good, the paint looks good on the eyes, the eyebrows, the beard, the lips as well, although I think they might have, at least on mine, put a little bit too much paint on that lower lip. It looks a little bit thicker than it should, but aside from that, it looks well painted, looks good on the side, the hair is sculpted well, just one solid color, no additional paint. Then look at the body, pretty much the standard Seth Rollins body that we see. Some nice painted chest hair and hair on the abdomen, some nice looking double jointed pinless elbows, painted wrist tape on both sides. Then look at the lower body, I think the paint looks pretty good. I don't see anything that's majorly mispainted, anything that looks sloppy. I like this design, looks really nice. Here's a look from the back, paint looks good right there as well. Same thing on the legs here. So paint looks really good on the tights. Nice design, perfect for modern Seth Rollins. Get a knee pad right here that's follows the same color scheme as the tights, some black on the back, and then a black knee pad with the colors reversed on the back side. And then we also get this piece right here that is separate from the boot. Now, I'm going to assume that this is supposed to be attached to the boot. I don't think this is supposed to be a separate piece, although I understand if that is the case, why Mattel would have done this. It would have been easier to just make it a separate plastic piece here than to actually mold a new boot for this figure. Either way, it works. I think it looks nice. Color looks good, gold and white. Same thing on the boot here on both sides. Really good paint, really good design here. And then it follows that same color scheme on the feet of the figure. Good paint work there, just like the rest of the figure. Now look at the articulation. The head is on a ball joint. It looks that high up, that far down, so not the best range there. Can turn side to side and tilt decently. Shoulder goes that high up, rotates all the way around. There is a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, great range, a swivel and hinge at the wrist. He crunches that far forward, goes that far back, waist swivel, legs go that far out, that high up, thigh cut. That's looser than I was expecting. Double jointed knees, that does not go to full range due to this knee pad, but it's good enough. A cut at the top of the boot, then ankle goes that high up, a bit tight there, that far down, and some decent ankle pivot. Here's the new Series 99 Seth Franklin Rollins next to Elite 93 and the top pick Seth Rollins figures. And in case if you're wondering how this current head sculpt looks on Series 93 and vice versa, well, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go ahead and pop this head off. Should be pretty simple. There you go. Let's get this one off as well. Then pop on Series 93 on top of Series 99, and yeah, that looks pretty good. I like that. Let's go ahead and put Series 99 on Series 93. Put them right here next to Series 99. Yeah, not too bad. I think that looks pretty cool. So I am digging this new Elite Seth Rollins figure. It is annoying that we get a reused head sculpt that is pretty old, but in this case, I think it works. It's nice to have this version of Rollins with his hair down instead of his hair pulled up like the last figure. I prefer this look, and I think the head scan works fine. I like it, especially like the coat. Always love it when we get a soft goods material, and I think that this looks pretty good, executed pretty well, and overall the figure is pretty solid. Is it worth getting? I'd say sure. If you prefer this look over the previous figure, then yeah, sure, definitely get this. Now, if you're patient and you're willing to wait for the Ultimate Edition, then maybe wait for that one, because that figure does look very promising. But until then, I think this one is pretty good to tide you over. But with the rising prices, maybe wait till you find this in stores, just to save a couple bucks. But in the meantime, while you wait to find this figure in stores, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, check out my latest wrestling review at the end of the card, and I'll see you next time.